My name is Cam, and my partner is Maddie. Today, we will teach you about the effects of the stock market. Let's get started. Who in here owns stocks or knows someone who owns stocks in a company? Well, if you or a family member owns stocks in a company, congratulations, you're involved in the stock market. Today, we will teach you how these stocks work and how they are affecting businesses around the world. Stocks are like owning a part of a company. Either it's trending up or it's trending down. It can crash or it can go. There's no telling what it could do. My name is Kaner, and my involvement with the stock market is my family owns a couple stocks, and they teach me how trends are going up or down, and to see which ones are doing better than the other, and to see what growth it has or what decline, and just to know which company I should put money in for stocks.
Hi, my name is Maddie, and my line of credibility comes from my connections to a long line of both business owners and members of the financial industry. A topic that is woven through both lines is the stock market. I will use my direct relationships with my family and other people within the industries to get first-hand information on topics that I'm discussing with you. Some more credibility that I have is that my family we're all stock traders. My family has stocks in companies like Disney and Johnson & Johnson, and have had stocks in other companies for many, many years. To help you, the audience, understand this topic in its full, we will delve into what the stock market is, how the stock market affects businesses and the economy, and what happens to those businesses when the stock market is bad or when the stock market crashes. To begin, we will start with what is the stock market, or more specifically, what is a stock. Dictionary.com has the definition of stock in the nouns. It is a supply of goods kept on hand for sale to customers by either a merchant, a distributor, or a manufacturer, or a quantity of something accumulated as for future use. The most basic thing you absolutely need to know when it comes to the stock market is what a stock even is. Writer and stock trader Dr. Adam Hayes of Investopedia defines a stock as a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of the issuing corporation. Or, to put it into more simpler terms, if you buy a stock, you technically own a small portion of the distributed company. This does not mean that you actually own the company, but you do get certain rights as a stockholder within the company itself. You have the right to vote within shareholder meetings or to collect dividends. A dividend being a small sum of money paid from the company to stockholders. As a personal example of this, my family owns stock within the Johnson & Johnson company, meaning we receive a small dividend when the time comes to distribute them. Companies don't or can't always give out dividends. The Disney Corporation, which my family also has stock in, has not given out dividends since early 2020 due to the state of the economy and the COVID-19 pandemic. It was an effort to save money. Now that you know about stocks themselves, let's talk about where stocks can be used, the actual stock exchange itself. Dictionary.com has the definition for stock market in the nouns as well. It is a particular market where stocks and bonds are traded, or a market for stocks throughout a nation. The stock market is where shares for different companies or corporations can be bought, sold, or traded. According to Daniel Liberto of Investopedia, this can either be known as a stock market or a stock exchange, The terms are interchangeable and they mean the same thing. The stock market itself isn't exactly a physical market. It's not exactly a place where you can go and just buy stocks. I mean, it can be in certain senses. Like in the case of the world's largest stock market, the New York Stock Exchange. And of course, stock trading, as its history, started out physically as well. Dr. Will Kenton of Investopedia has written about how the New York Stock Exchange, or NYSE, first started in 1792, way before the internet. This was whenever all trades were done either with paper certificates or contracts. Now, the main trade floor, as well as the big board for corporations and stocks, is now located on Wall Street in New York City, New York. Though now, in the modern day, a majority of trading is done online. Despite all of this being done online, it is still very secure and very well regulated. Each country or nation has their own way of making sure their markets stay well regulated. Within the United States, it is the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, who is mainly in charge of regulating the market. It is SEC's job to make sure that companies are not losing stocks for no reason and that buyers are not being scammed by certain companies selling stocks. Oftentimes, financial experts like Daniel Liberto or Dr. Will Kenton express many different things about the stock market. Businesses could fall from the stock market this year just by the way it's starting to go. As of right now, the stock market is slightly dwindling, but this is expected because the stock market is always trending upwards or downwards no matter what time of year it is or what year it is at all. It just depends on when the next crash will occur. It is when the stock market crashes that businesses will often have slow times or a struggle to keep open and maintain their ability to pay their employees. I believe Kaner will tell you more about this.
How does the stock market affect businesses? The stock market is a part of the economy, but it is not a main source of the economy. Many businesses are publicly traded, and their stocks are very dependent on if they are profiting upwards or downwards. According to Investopedia, there are about 4,000 publicly traded companies that classify into 11 different GICs, which are Global Industrial Classifications. These classifications are safe investments for both the person getting the stock and the business. These investments will guarantee both sides profitable money. So, if businesses use these types of investments, more people will be willing to put money into these stocks for the business because both the person and the business doesn't lose big money. Like this one person, Greg McBride, who is a chief financial analyst, once said, if the economy continues to slow and quarterly earnings start dwindling, it's fine because they won't lose the big money and corporate earnings will just mark it down, but they will also go up. The effects of the stock market on the economy. 3 main points that the balance says the stock market affects is that it allows small investors like us, normal people, to invest into the economy. It also helps savers beat inflation, or if it's going down, up, anything. Also, it helps businesses grow as a business and their profitable money. When the stock market crashes, this affects the economy and businesses that they have to lower stock prices, which leads to less wealth for the business, which over a while, if the market's still down, they will not be able to pay their employees and other things that can make their business great and have people come in. After a while, this will lead them to bankruptcy. Decisions that are being changed because of the stock market is businesses have to fire employees to lower payment rules and maybe have to cut down, maybe have to higher the prices on food or the office supplies you get or anything just because the stock market is down and they don't get profitable money from it. There are big time decisions made in 2021. As US Bank said, the economy grew by 5.7%, which affected businesses' decisions on how to manage their money as they have to maybe pay more employees if the business is growing, and also just in case the stock goes down, maybe save some money for when there's a drought or whenever, just like the Great Depression happened and all these stock crashes. More businesses tend to go bankrupt because they see this exponential growth and try to improve their business more and more. And once a stock crashes, they don't have the money to keep affording this. So they tend to go bankrupt and have no money to do anything. As I've said before, these are the main points on how the stock market affects businesses throughout. Stock crashes, GICSs, more people are going into the stock market nowadays, and this leads to more exponential growth for businesses, but also stock crashes also happen a lot, which leads more businesses to tend to go down and go bankrupt.
That is all of the information we have for you, and so now it is time to finish our presentation over the stock market and how it affects different businesses. We hope that you have learned a lot about this topic from us. To reiterate our main points, the stock market is a very big effect on different businesses, as with many businesses, money that the companies can bring in is affected by how the stock market is doing, whether it is trending or decreasing in interest. We also covered overall what the stock market is and what effects it has on the economy as a whole. We hope that this presentation has allowed you to learn something new or something interesting. If you feel inspired, or if you know someone who might feel inspired by this and you want to learn more, then maybe buying and trading stocks is for you. Not only that, having general knowledge about the topics of stocks, the stock market, businesses, and the economy can be beneficial for everyone and anyone. Even if you don't plan on studying business or finance, or if you're not going into a field of study that would have any effect with business or finance. I can say that from personal experience within my family, that having information and being in the stock market and trading stocks has helped us more than it has hindered us. If you have any more questions about this topic or any of the points that we covered, then you can contact either me or Kaner for more information. Thank you for listening to our presentation on the stock market and how it affects businesses and the economy. Thank you.